Sandy, are you there? Pick up, would you? Are you still holed up in your room playing games on your computer? You do know that you're a housewife. You have responsibilities. You know, like cooking and cleaning. I won't stand for this loafing off all the time.
Is this you, Mother? I'm not at home right now. I had to go out for a while.
Huh? You're out? Where?
Hey, wait a sec. Don't tell me you used that spare key to get into her house. How many times have I said we need our privacy? You can't just go in and out of her house whenever you like. I thought Mark took that away from you. How'd you get it back, or did you make another spare somehow?
Yes, just in case. I had another one made. What's wrong with that?
Are you serious?
Anyway, what are you doing going out on a weekday? You should be at home cleaning or cooking tonight's dinner for Mark. Don't tell me you're having an affair. I will not stand for it.
Are you for real, Mother? Are you really asking me that? I really can't be doing this. I'm in the middle of the crosswalk texting this.
Where the hell are you?
I'm sorry, but I really don't have time for this. Gotta go. Oh, and please don't go into my office space. I have important work stuff there. I put a lock on the door just in case, so...
You what? Put a lock on your door?
Gotta go, sorry.
Sandy, are you there? Do you have a minute?
Hi, Mother. Nice evening, huh? Can I help you with something?
I'm going to get right to the point. I want you to live with me under one roof from this day forward.
Seriously? Where did this idea come from all of a sudden?
There was no use trying to hide it. The doctor gave you a life expectancy, am I right?
Huh? Life expectancy? Like I got a year or two to live? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, not in years though. I hear it's like 3 months. You have 3 months to live. Knowing that you married Mark, how could you? I can't believe you kept it secret. You married Mark and joined our family knowing full well that you didn't have long to live.
Excuse me, but where the hell did you hear that? 3 months, are you for real?
You did go to the hospital yesterday. Don't lie to me. I had you checked out.
Yes. A friend of mine was in the hospital for an injury, so I visited, and...
I said don't lie to me. To be truthful, I want you to divorce Mark right away, but getting rid of a daughter-in-law who has 3 months to live, well, it wouldn't look very in the public's eye. But the fact is you conned Mark into marrying you. That's an unforgivable crime. As punishment for misleading us, I want you to use the rest of your life, the 3 months you have left to work for me, to do everything I say. You got that? We will live under one roof from this day forward. Don't you even think of checking into the hospital.
I really can't make that decision right away.
No, you must make up your mind right this minute.
Hey, Mark. You still working? Can I talk to you for a second?
Hey, Sandy. What's up?
I just got a text message from your mom. Is she off her rocker? She's saying some weird stuff.
Huh? What did she say this time?
Well, this is gonna sound strange, but please bear with me. Apparently, I have a life expectancy of 3 months. I have 3 months to live, it seems. So, during these 3 months, she wants me to live with her and work as her slave until I die.
Huh? She really must be off her rocker. You got that physical last month, right? The results said you were super healthy. Not a thing wrong with you. And you have 3 months to live? Who the hell told her that?
Yeah, weird, huh?
Wait a sec. Could it be about that?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Maybe she came into the house without permission and happened to eavesdrop on me while I was working. She's always sneaking in and out of our house.
I see.
So, what do we do about it?
Yeah, well, we got everything prepared and ready to go, so what do you say? Is the mission a go?
Roger that.
Sandy, what's taking so long? I haven't received your answer yet. What are you going to do? How much longer are you going to make me wait?
Sorry, didn't mean to keep you waiting for so long. I just got a call from a friend, couldn't pick up.
And so, what are you going to do? Are you ready to live together?
Okay, as you requested, I won't check into the hospital.
Now that's the answer I wanted to hear. Get ready for Mother's boot camp.
But I need a little time to get things packed up.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Don't tell me you want me to move into your place with just the clothes on my back, do you? I need to pack my belongings, my apron, white gloves for checking for dust. You know, cleaning stuff. Do you just want me to dress in one set of clothes?
Well, of course, you'll need a change.
Right? So I need at least 3 days to get everything ready. Are you okay with that? I will get all my stuff ready during this time, so please be patient. And another thing, the house will probably be really dusty while I'm getting prepared, and we all know you have a severe allergy when it comes to dust, so I urge you not to come to the house during this time, for your own good.
You're right about that. Your place is dusty as it is, so... Yes, well, 3 days and I'm expecting you. Sandy, are you there? It's been 3 days. I take it you're all done packing and ready to come over. It's almost evening. Grab your luggage and get over here right away. I need you to prepare dinner. I also have a list of chores I want you to do starting tomorrow morning. This place will look like new in 3 months' time. Lots of trash lying around, too. The bathroom and toilet need cleaning, too. Oh, yeah, and fridge is packed with expired food. I need you to clean that all out and refill it. Like I said, dinner tonight. It's almost 5 p.m. Just get over here, would you? There's 3 days of dishes piled up in the kitchen sink, so you don't have much time before dinner time. I would hurry if I was you. You can run down to the grocery store before they close and pick up all the stuff you need. I would appreciate if you would foot the bill, too. I mean, you're not going to need the money in a few months anyway. I really want to eat some steak tonight, the best they have. A bottle of red wine to go with that steak would be fantastic. I'll leave it up to you to pick out a bottle. Not the cheap chili wine, but a nice bottle of French Bordeaux.
Oh, hello, Mother. As for Mark and I, we just arrived at our new home about an hour ago.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah, just got in. Of course, all our luggage is still on the way, of course. I'm really busy with work now, so we just brought the bare essentials. Right now, I'm hammering away at my computer. Gotta get this project done over the weekend. As for tonight's dinner, we're thinking of ordering out some Vietnamese food. There was a nice one down the street. Actually, red wine goes good with ethnic foods.
Huh? What the hell are you blabbering about? I don't see any sign of your luggage arriving. You're nowhere in sight. Have you lost your mind? Maybe the doctor screwed up. Your life expectancy was short-lived? Excuse the pun. That must be it. You're losing it sooner than expected. Sandy, answer me!
Mother, what's the matter?
Where in God's sake are you? I was getting impatient and went over to the house to bring you to my place myself. The next-door neighbor came out and said you and Mark had already moved out.
Like I said earlier, we arrived at our new place at a little after 2 p.m. What are you talking about?
We made a deal. You said you wouldn't check into the hospital and that you would give yourself up to me until your time is up.
Hold on a second. I never said I would give myself up to you, as you so eloquently put it. Yeah, I said I wouldn't check into the hospital, but I never said I would be your slave. And about us moving, well, we had this plan way back. Besides, I'm perfectly healthy. I just got a medical checkup last month and I passed with flying colors. No need for me to check into a hospital.
Huh? What's going on here? What are you saying? What about the life expectancy? The fact that you have 3 months to live?
Mother, you enter our home without permission and eavesdrop on our conversation, am I right? That's probably when you heard about the 3-month life expectancy fantasy.
Fantasy? No, I heard it loud and clear. That you only had 3 months to live. Clear as day. I heard it. It was some conversation that you were having online. The voice was through speaker, as I recall.
What you heard was dialogue from a script.
A script? What are you talking about?
This involves my work, so I really can't talk in detail about it, but you do know that Mark is a scriptwriter, and also that he rents out a small office downtown. Well, more like small apartment hotel, where he can concentrate on his work.
Yes, of course I know that. He says he can't concentrate on his work while at home. Too many distractions. He's always been that way. Even when he was living at home, he used to rent out a weekly apartment when he wanted to get work done.
Yes, and that hasn't changed after we got married. As for me, I put aside a room in our home as my workroom. You knew we worked this way, but you would always sneak into our place without permission. Always making sure Mark wasn't there, and interrupting my work.
Huh? Are you still insisting that you're some sort of businesswoman? You're just a housewife. Can't you get that through your head? You're a housewife just locking yourself up in your little playroom like some high school geek.
Mother, are you still saying such things? You've been saying the same old thing ever since we got married.
But it's true, isn't it?
Your son is a scriptwriter and has been working this way for years. Suddenly, I come into your life and you can't seem to accept the way we live. You should open your eyes and face the facts.
What are you talking about?
Mark says he'll explain the rest. So, that's all I have to say. Goodbye.
Mom, are you there? So, you heard what Sandy had to say, right?
Mark, where are you? Your neighbor said you moved out. What's going on?
I learned that Sandy only had 3 months to live, but now I find out she's actually healthy as an ox. What's going on?
But I was sure I heard Sandy speaking with somebody in her room, and I definitely heard that she had 3 months left to live.
Like Sandy said earlier, that was a dialogue from a script. I wrote it.
Huh? What are you talking about?
The script I'm currently writing involves a woman who only has 3 months left to live. It's a tragic love story. Well, I wrote the script and dialogue, and then the voice actors take over and read the script. And then we edit and synchronize that on the PC. Sandy handles all of the editing work.
Oh, okay. Not sure how all that works, to be honest.
Well, simply put, Sandy is our script editor. She edits the actual voice recordings and synchronizes that to the images. You probably heard the edited dialogue that Sandy was working on. The part where the doctor tells the main character that she only has 3 months to live. The timing of your eavesdropping was spot on. You probably thought someone was talking to Sandy and telling her the bad news.
I can't believe this. So that was all an act. They were actors' voices.
Yep. So, Mom, we have to live our own lives. We can't have you disrupting our daily lives. So, I'm sorry to say this, but we no longer want any contact with you.
Huh? No contact? What do you mean? You're cutting me off? I'm your mother, for God's sake.
Well, actually, I always wanted to say something. You've always been super nosy about everything I did. That's why I had to work outside the home. Even in school, I always did my homework at the library or at the park. You do remember that, right?
Well, you said you couldn't concentrate at home. You need to work where it was quiet.
Right. It was because of you. You would always interrupt and nag on me all day. That's why I couldn't concentrate.
Huh? Me? You couldn't concentrate because of me?
Yes. You would always come into my room and complain about this or that. It drove me batshit. And when I was writing my scripts, I needed to concentrate completely on my work. With you nagging me constantly, it was impossible. Well, because I couldn't concentrate, it eventually affected my work. So what I did was rent out a small apartment hotel and use it as my office. A place where I would have zero interruptions. Nobody breathing down my neck. I eventually got used to this style of working and continue this way even after getting married to Sandy. Sandy is a film editor by trade. I met her on a project we worked on together. She never had a problem with her folks interrupting her work, so she continued her style of working after we married, but as it turned out, Sandy started getting hounded.
But I thought she was just a housewife, not a film person.
Actually, I told you all about her and her current job, but I guess you didn't bother to hear any of it.
I thought she quit after you guys got married.
I told you 100 times that we would continue working together as a team after we got married. This is a clear-cut case of abuse.
Huh? I was only trying to.
I am at the end of my rope. Mom, you harping on about this or that has really affected our work. We had to do something drastic to put an end to it. We just could not go on like this any longer. So please, we want you out of our lives.
Mark, you can't be serious. I'm your mother. What am I gonna do? Will I survive without you? You do realize that your father and I divorced years ago. I'm all alone. Are you going to abandon me to live in that big old house all alone?
Well, if you're willing to enter a senior citizen's home, I could help you with the process, if you want.
Senior citizens.
You could also think about returning to your folks' place back in Montana. That might be the best. Nice and quiet there. You could still work. You have some options. If you don't appreciate mine, well, work it out yourself. We really don't have the time and energy for this. I'm really sorry.
That's all easy for you to say. I haven't worked in years, and besides, what would I even do?
You want to contact me? Please go through Uncle Jim or Aunt Nellie, back in Montana. Don't cry and contact us directly. I think of this as permanent. I don't intend to see you ever again.
No, please, Mark, you can't do this.
Goodbye, Mom.
At first, we intended to just move far away, but I think something snapped inside Mark when he heard that his mother truly believed that he had only 3 months left to live. His mother actually seemed to revel in it, and that she was going to use me as a slave for the 3 months I had left of my life. Such a callous attitude. That was probably it. We had leased our current house some time back, and we're just looking for the right opportunity to put our plans into motion. And his mom gave us that. It was the right decision to move far from her, and to keep her address a secret. As for my mother-in-law, she was in shock for a couple of weeks, but I heard that Mark's uncle convinced her to return to her parents' home in Montana. But it seemed she started nagging her other relatives, mainly her nephew's new bride, which again got her kicked out of the family. Last I heard, she's still living in Montana, but in another town far from her parents' place. Apparently, it's a tiny beat-up apartment.
Marian, long time no see. This is Paula. I'd like to talk to you for a minute. Do you have the time? Good evening, Paula. It's been a while. How are you? Well, you know, I'm doing just fine. Can I get to the point? Yes, what is it? Well, I heard that your son Brian is going back to school next month. So it's finally happening. Yes, that's right. He'll only be in the morning for a while, to get used to it. It will be a little while before he can go to school all day. We are all very relieved. Above all, Brian is looking forward to it the most. I'm really happy for him. I see. I heard he had an incurable disease and underwent surgeries several times. I didn't expect it to take 5 years. Yes, you're right. It was tough, but Brian really did his best. But still, 5 years is a lot for a kid. Everyone has forgotten about him, you know that? If he's looking forward to it, he'll be disappointed, so you need to give him a reality check as soon as possible. I recall that he only made it to the middle of the first grade. He didn't go to school that often. I don't think most of the other kids in his class remember him. It can't be helped. All of them are elementary school students. But I'm sure some of them still remember Brian. I believe that he will be able to enjoy going to school again. I don't think so. His classmates won't remember him. It's been 5 years, and they have all grown up. I'm sure they look different from back then. He may be treated like a transfer student. Well, that's probably true. But the kids were in the same class with him for the past 5 years. They came to visit Brian at the hospital. Some of them even sent us letters and cards. So I don't think that all of them have forgotten about him. Huh? Is that so? I've never met them. You never come to visit him at the hospital, Paula. No wonder you've never met them. All of them visited Brian at least once every 6 months or so. I don't think there's that much of a problem about the way they look. Most of the kids are really sweet. Brian was also put in a 6th grade class with a lot of kids who were in the same class as him during the 1st grade. I think he would be able to get along with them. I'm really grateful to the teachers for their support. Are you trying to tell me that I'm not nice since I didn't visit Brian at the hospital even once? You can't force someone to pay a visit. You shouldn't insult me for that. Please don't get me wrong. I didn't intend to insult you. I don't think I can trust you. Well, a weak and fragile little boy like Brian won't be able to keep up with his classmates in playing games outside and so on. It's only a matter of time before he isolates himself in class. Listen, Paula, it's true that my son was sick and spent most of his time in the hospital. But it's not right for you, his grandmother, to talk about him in such a discriminatory way. Oops, my bad. I didn't mean it that way. Are you sure about that? I think you're being a bit too harsh ever since we started our conversation. But it's true that Brian can't keep up with the stamina of the other healthy kids, right? I don't think there's any place for him at school when he comes back. Well, I think the physical aspect will be hard for a while. I'm going to take my time until he gets used to it. And I don't think there are any kids who would ostracize him just because of that. I've met almost all of his classmates, and I don't think there are any kids who would leave him out of the group. You can't guarantee that anyway. Besides, it's hard for Brian to catch up for his study, isn't it? After all, his academic-related knowledge has stopped at the 1st grade level. It must be hard for him to keep up with the 6th grade subjects all of a sudden. Oh, I'm not so worried about his academic level. Even when he is in the hospital, when he is feeling well, he was willing to study. He got all the necessary handouts from his teachers. We taught him what we could, and there are even kids who help him study while I'm visiting him. I'm really grateful for all the help Brian has received from his friends. I'll have to thank them again when Brian gets out of the hospital. I see. I'm sure that you'll include me in the list of people you want to thank, won't you? What? Why should I do that? Because I'm Brian's grandmother. It's strange to thank a stranger but not a blood relative. But you never come to visit Brian. It's been so long since the last time you contacted me. You didn't seem at all concerned about my son. Shut up! Are you telling me that you're against me, your mother-in-law? I didn't mean to. Then you must thank me for my kindness. You got that? Hey, Marian. You're going on a trip when Brian gets out of the hospital, right? Yes, that's right. He's been coping so hard at the hospital for so long, so when he gets out, I'm planning to take him wherever he wants to go. I've been thinking about it since a long time ago. It's a trip to a place we can get to pretty soon, but... A place that's easy to get to? Yes, he had always wanted to go to the Disney World while he was in the hospital. I had never been there before. I thought we could go there since it was close by. So I'm thinking of taking him there as his reward. Oh, really? You're taking Brian to Disney World? But he only goes to school for half a day, right? It seems that he's just skipping school. I think you're being too lenient just because he's sick. No way. I wouldn't let him play all day. We'll go in the evening when we can see the parade and enjoy some rides that are not too strenuous. It's hard to buy some souvenirs in the park because of the crowds, so we'll just stick to the shops in the hotel. Stores in the hotel? Don't tell me you're staying at one of the official hotels. Yes, even though it's for Brian's health, I feel sorry for him if he could only enjoy 1 or 2 hours inside the park. If we stay at the official hotel, we can meet the characters there. We can enjoy our stay in the hotel without worries too. That's why I think it's the best solution for our trip to the Disney World this time. Wow! Do you think such luxury is allowed? Luxury? Brian has put up with it for 5 years. I've consulted with the doctors and they've given me permission for that. I didn't say that. I'm saying it's extravagant to spend so much money just for leisure. Sick people should live modestly. I beg your pardon? That's up to us, isn't it? How we spend our time as a family. I don't think you can just tell us what to do. I am your husband's mother and your son's grandmother. We are family bonded by blood. So it's only natural that you listen to me. On the contrary, the only one who is not blood related is you, Marian. Yes, my husband and son may be related to you by blood, but you were against our marriage. You almost insulated us, and now you're calling us family? Anyway, if you have a child with an incurable disease, you'll get insurance money and benefits, won't you? That's partly our tax money. So you're just profiting from Brian's illness. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to stay at such a fancy hotel. What are you talking about? It's not like what you thought it was. That kind of money will disappear with the cost of treatment. I don't want Brian and my husband to be in any trouble after he gets out of the hospital. While taking care of Brian, I also worked part-time. I was still working hard while draining our savings for the medical treatments. You don't know anything about it. You don't have the right to tell me what to do since you know nothing about what our family has been through until today. Besides, it's not polite to ask about money and personal matters, even between family members. Are you even aware of that? You just want to make yourself look good, don't you? It's not like that. I just want Brian to get better. I want him to go to school like what he wishes for. Going to Disney World is something I've been promising Brian since he was in the hospital. No matter what you say, we will definitely go. If you insist that much, then I have no choice. You're going there next weekend, right? I'll go with you too then. Wait a minute. Why would you do that? As a grandmother, I'm going to check on my grandson. You seem to be holding a grudge that I didn't go visit him. That's why I decided that I'm going to visit you, and you should be grateful for that. I'll call the hotel on behalf of you. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you on the day, okay? It's such a big deal that Brian is getting out of the hospital. I'll celebrate with you too. Are you kidding me? Please don't do that. It's extremely annoying. Don't be shy. Let's celebrate with a big party together as a family. Listen to me, Paula. Please don't do that without my permission. Jeez. We won't be able to pay for your stay. Hey there, Marion. Congratulations again that Brian has been dismissed from the hospital. Are you watching the parade now? Or are you enjoying some rides? I don't have the park ticket. I went ahead to the hotel where you guys are staying. I'm having dinner right now. The food is gorgeous and delicious. The atmosphere is great too, as I expected. There's going to be a character show too. Good evening, Paula. Looks like you're having a great time. Well, it's the official hotel. You must be crazy if you're not excited. No matter how old you get, this kind of place is always fun, isn't it? By the way, I'm surprised that you booked a suite. I didn't expect to get the suite. Let's celebrate together in a luxury suite today. Oh, yeah. I want to go to the park tomorrow. So buy me a ticket, okay? Oh, what a wonderful thing to be able to play with other people's money. I'm in the hospital right now. Actually, Brian is still hospitalized. Huh? What are you talking about? He should be dismissed from the hospital today, right? You told me about that the other day. What do you mean that he's still in the hospital? It's the day after you contacted me. Brian suddenly got a fever. We had to postpone the celebration until next month. But I mentioned your last name at the front desk, and the receptionist let me in. So that means you didn't cancel the reservation, did you? The day Brian got a fever, the hotel added one more person under my name. I got a call from them. That person hung up the phone without telling them her name, and they confirmed it with me. The hotel staff was confused. That's why I decided to give up the reservation. Oh, well, so I guess I can enjoy myself tonight. I'd appreciate that. I don't have to worry about the sick grandson anymore. Staying inside a suite is fabulous. Well then, I'll have a nice drink with room service. I'm in the mood for a party. Oh, and just to let you know, I'm not paying for any of your expenses. You will take care of everything. What? What are you talking about? I didn't even tell the hotel my name. It was your reservation to begin with. Of course you're paying for everything, right? I mean, you paid in advance, right? No, I didn't. We were planning to pay on the spot on the day of the event. I didn't pay anything at all in advance. I gave the hotel your name, also gave them your contact information. Please enjoy your stay. What? No, I can't pay. I assumed you would pay for it. I only brought about $50. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but in the first place, I clearly said that I won't pay for you. But you still contacted the hotel. That's why I'm sure you can pay on your own. I don't have that kind of money either. I can't believe it. I have no choice. I'm going to get out of this hotel. If I'm not staying here, I don't have to pay. But you already started eating, right? Then you'll be charged for the meal. If you cancel on the same day, you'll be charged a cancellation fee. Cancellation fee? By the way, how much does it cost? I haven't checked, but isn't it 100%? I think it's the same for all hotels to cancel on the same day. If that's the case, I think it's best to pay the cancellation fee after staying at the hotel. Well, to begin with, it's your fault for insulting me, Marian. So the payment for this hotel is your responsibility. Come to the hotel tomorrow to pay it. I've never insulted you, Paula. It's true that you didn't come to visit Brian at the hospital. I had already given up on that, so I didn't want you to come. I'm sure Brian wouldn't be able to enjoy the park with an old lady he doesn't know sticking around us. Excuse me? What do you mean by the old lady? I'm talking about you. Since my husband and I got married, we've been almost completely insulated, and you've never even visited Brian often. You were mocking my son. How dare you call yourself grandmother after all these years? You called him a weak and sick boy? It's offensive, so please don't say that ever again. Me, my husband and Brian have no intention of having anything to do with you in the future. And of course, we won't pay you, so you'll have to do it yourself. Oh no! Oh, and I've told your husband about this. What? What did you tell him? If my husband finds out, he'll be furious with me. I guess so. I don't think I'll have anything to do with you from now on. I'll block your line and bid you farewell. What? Wait a minute. I don't have the money to pay. I really don't. How am I supposed to explain to my husband? I don't know. If you don't have any money, you'll just have to ask your husband to lend some money to you. Well, have fun at the hotel. Goodbye. Wait! Marian! In the end, Paula paid for the hotel with her husband's credit card. She said her stay at the hotel was supposed to be a gift from me. Her husband was furious with her. He told her to work to pay back the money she spent at the hotel, so Paula decided to take a part-time job. Brian's dismissal from the hospital was delayed for about 2 weeks. Once he overcame his fever, he recovered well and was safely discharged from the hospital. We were able to go on a long-awaited trip to Disney World as a family. He is gradually getting used to his new class at school. He seems to enjoy studying and playing with his friends at school.